Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how I made this dress. I got a lot of DMs asking when the tutorial was going to drop, and it's finally here. So as usual, if you want to make one for yourself, grab your fabric and your sewing machine. Let's get into it. To begin, I'll mark my starting line, and this line is going to serve as my chest line. That is where the tube is going to start from. Now from my shoulder down to where I want my tube to start from, I'm using 7 inches. So I'm going to place 7 inches on this new line that I just created, and afterwards I'll come down and mark my bust point. I'll mark my under bust line, I'll mark my waistline, I'll mark my hip line, and then I'll repeat the same thing on this other side and connect. On the chest line here, I'm going to take my chest circumference and divide that by 4. So it's not the bust circumference, it's above the bust. Now on the bust line, I'm going to insert my bust circumference divided by 4. I'll also insert my under bust circumference divided by 4. I'll insert my waist circumference divided by 4 and my hip circumference divided by 4. Now I need to create a dart. So on the waistline here, I'm going to mark my nip to nip measurement. I'll put the same thing on the chest line and connect. Now on the waistline, I'll take half an inch on both sides for my dart. I'll also take half an inch on both sides on my under bust line. On the chest line, I'll take half an inch on both sides. Now on the bust line here, I'll come down by 1.5 inches and go up 1.5 inches. From the waistline, I'll come down and mark 5 inches to extend my dart. So I'm just making corrections on the chest line here to take the correct figure, which is half an inch on both sides. After that is done, I'm going to connect all the points together so I can create my dart. Now I'm going to replace the 1 inch I used for dart back to the side. I'll also do the same thing for the under bust section and the chest section. Now I'll add my sewing allowance. I'm going to extend this dart leg by half of an inch, and I'm doing that so when I sew the darts together, it's going to be equal. I'm going to create the Basque waistline effect now. So from the side of the waist here, I'm going to come down by 3 inches. From the center front of the waist here, I'll come down by 6 inches. So if you want yours to be more pronounced, like more Basque, you can use the waistline itself. Like from the side waistline, you can use the waistline itself, and from the center front, you can come down by that same 6 inches. Or you can come down 4 inches, you can go down even 8 inches. So it just depends on what you want. After that is done, I'm going to measure what I have on the hip line here, and I'm going to put that exact figure at the bottom. Now I'm going to create slash lines so I can spread this on my fabric. My pattern paper is not long enough, so I'll need to figure out how many inches I'll need to add to give me the exact length that I want. I'm going to put down some arrows so I don't forget to add joining allowance when cutting my fabric. For the back pattern, I'm going to start by marking my zip allowance. Now I'll mark my starting line, and just like the front, this is going to be my chest line. So the same process as the front, I'm going to place 7 inches on that chest line, and I'll come down to mark my waistline and also my hip line. I'll repeat the same thing on the other side and connect. On the chest line, I'll mark my chest circumference divided by 4. On the waistline, my waist circumference divided by 4, and my hip line, my hip circumference divided by 4. The next thing I'll do is mark my nip to nip measurement so I can create my dart. To create my dart, I'll mark 1/2 inch on both sides on the waistline and also on the chest line. I'll come down 4 inches from the waistline and connect. The 1 inch I used for dart, I'll add it back to the side. I'll also do the same thing for the chest line. And afterwards, I'll add my sewing allowance and connect. Just like the front, I'm going to come down from the side here by 3 inches and come down 6 inches from the center front here so I can create my basque waistline. I've cut out my fabric, and this here is the center front and this is the side here. This is also the side, and this is my back piece, and I have them together here. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the center front, and I'm going to join the dart areas together. After joining the darts, this is what I have. This is the front piece and this is the back piece. So what I'm going to do now is take the back piece and right sides together. I'm going to sew the sides. For the bottom part of the dress, I have 1.5 yards of fabric here and I have 2 pieces. So as you can see here, the top part is 1.5 and the bottom is also 1.5. So the total I have here is 3 yards. So what I'm going to do is fold this and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. So after folding, this is what I have. This is the folded edge and that is the open edge. From the very top, I'm going to come down by 7 inches and this is going to be where I will place the hip line of my pattern. Now I'm going to mark the total length of my dress. This here is for the back and I did the exact same thing I did in front for the back. I'm going to cut open the center back because the back is going to have a zip. I have my pieces opened up now, so I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew down the sides. Afterwards, I'll gather the very top. After sewing and gathering, as you can see, I'm going to align the sides of the top and the sides of the skirt together. And after doing that, I'll join the waistline right sides together. Now I'm going to bias the chest area. After that is done, I'm going to attach the zip to the back of my dress. I put it on to get a feel of what it looks like, and I decided that I wanted to add 2 straps to the chest area to give like an altar illusion. And this is the final look. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. You know I'm always there replying you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.